My name's Abby McMahon. I grew up in Fort Collins, Colorado. I went to Fort Collins High School, and for college I went to undergrad at the University of Kansas, and for grad school I went to Northeastern University in Boston. I did my 4th year fellowship at University of Colorado Hospital in Aurora. So before I started at Sound Relief, for 7.5 years I worked at Kaiser Permanente in Denver as an audiologist, and then I became their chief of audiology. Working in a medical setting is very different because of the pace. It's very surgical and medical driven, way more surgical. And Sound Relief is a private practice. And so I think the biggest difference that I've noticed is time and flexibility. So we really specialize and focus on figuring out what the patient needs, spending as much time as we need to with that patient, and there's not a big system that we have to go through, so we've got a lot of flexibility on what we can do. My favorite part about coming to work every day and being an audiologist is the relationships that we form with the patients. Because we get to spend so much time with them, we learn so much about them, and as an audiologist I get to watch them change from their first appointment with me, whether they came here for treating their hearing loss and watching them hear better and interact with their family, or if they had tinnitus and were distressed with their tinnitus and watching the tinnitus get better and become non-issue for them. Watching the long-term effects of our relationship and how the treatment changes and our relationship grows is my favorite part. So one of the weirdest requests I've gotten was a patient who we had treated for tinnitus and had really calmed down their tinnitus, and this patient was then so relaxed that she wanted to know if her friend who didn't have tinnitus could come in to see us to get devices so that she could chill out and be more relaxed. That was a new one. Something that people might not know about me is that in between undergrad and grad school, I knew I had 4 years of undergrad and 4 years of grad school coming up. I knew I wanted a break. So I took a year off and moved to Vail, Colorado, and was a ski instructor. And I was the beverage girl at the golf course for 2 summers. So I just took a year off to play and work and study for the GRE to get into grad school and ramp up for 4 years of intense grad work, and it was a blast and so much fun, and I still look back on it as one of the best years of my life. Growing up I had a nickname, and my family still calls me by this nickname. Everybody in my family calls me Bunny because I'm a very picky eater, and growing up my parents would feed me food when I was little and I would scrunch my nose up and turn my nose away at things, and my dad said that I looked like a bunny, and so now to this day everybody calls me Bunny. Very rarely in my family am I called Abby, I'm Bunny. One of my favorite parts about Colorado is we have all 4 seasons. I love them all. I really like winter and fall. One of the things I do is I decorate for all of the seasons. I really get into seasonal scents and all the different things that go around the different seasons. So my house is always a little bit different depending on what season it is. I've got different scented candles. I love all the different seasons, and I love that in Colorado we've got 4 good ones.